Tales of Vesperia may have a large fanbase in Japan and did receive a remaster in the form of Definitive Edition, but I feel that compared to the other Tales titles, it's somewhat underrated. It has a very special place in my heart since it was the first Tales game that I really got into. It was released exclusively for Xbox 360 in Japan and other countries, but Japan got a PS3 remaster that wouldn't be released anywhere else in the world until the Definitive Edition 10 years later. The PS3 version had a more complete storyline and added a new character named Patty Floor, along with making Flynn Schifo a playable permanent party member. In the 360 version, Flynn was absent for most of the game, and Patty did not exist at all. The Definitive Edition was released worldwide and came with everything that had been missing from the original game and had been added to the enhanced version. Needless to say, the Definitive Edition is the best version of the game. The art style of the game isn't as chibi as Tales of Symphonia, but isn't as realistic as Tales of Berseria or the upcoming Tales of Arise. I absolutely love the art style, and the world is colorful and lush with tons of beautiful scenery. One thing I really like is that when you visit a town, you're only able to explore a small area of it, but in the background you can see other buildings showing just how big they are. It's a nice detail, instead of the typical JRPG where only 3 characters own a house without a bedroom. Whenever you go into battle, the arena is whatever area you're currently exploring, and it looks different depending on where you're standing. The character designs are all very unique and pleasing to look at. The playable characters all have multiple costumes as well that they can wear, so if you don't like their default outfit, you're free to change it. Repeat is the pet party member, but he has a very unique look that I've never seen before. The monsters are a mix between fantasy and cute in design. There weren't very many that seemed particularly intimidating aside from bosses and ones in the final dungeon. The music is very well done and can get stuck in your head easily, especially the opening theme, Ring a Bell. There weren't any songs I didn't like, and they all fit the areas they played in. The voice acting is all top-notch. Some characters' voices don't really fit, but those are mainly the minor NPCs. I absolutely love the voices for all of the main characters, especially Raven's.
This lovely Critian bee, is she a princess?
Laying it on a little thick there, old man.
This is Judith, and we were locked up together.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Carol.
I'm Estelise.
But we all call her Estelle.
Rita Mordio.
And I am the great...
Old man.
It's Raven. R-A-V-E-N. Raven!
You have to wonder about people who introduce themselves like that.
That didn't quite have the thing I was looking for.
I think that'll do for now.
What an interesting bunch of people.
Ooh, I think she likes me.
Idiot.
Unfortunately, the Definitive Edition wasn't able to get all of the original voice actors back, and some characters have different voice actors for certain lines. They mixed the original audio with the new audio, and it's hard to notice with, for example, Yuri, but it sticks out a lot with Judith.
Sorry. Now that sounds like fun. How about this? What the hell?
Let's go now.
Hey, don't leave this old man behind.
The gameplay is typical Tales, which is a mashup of traditional JRPG battles and action JRPGs. You explore a world map either by foot, by ship, or later in the game, airship. You don't come across any enemies when you're traveling by ship or airship. There are a few dungeons, but not as many and easier than other Tales games, in my opinion. I'm not good with puzzles, so I liked this. The battle system lets you run around freely, but only in a horizontal direction unless you specifically hold down R2. You can set your character to manual, semi-auto, which has the character automatically run toward the enemies when you hit the attack button, or auto, which has all of the characters fight on their own. You can have up to 4 characters on the battlefield at a time, and all 4 can be played co-op as long as you have extra controllers. If you play solo, characters have normal attacks and special arts that are unique to them. Arts use TP, and normal attacks replenish TP. The battle system is kind of complex, but it's easy to use once you learn how it works. The best part of each battle is the little skit you see, depending on which character is actively battled.
Our weapons are
Bravery!
Youth!
Modesty.
like any of you have those. We need something nice.
Let's let in one of the girls.
That means you're out, Raven.
No.
They're bouncing. What are you looking at? I wish I could bounce.
That was easy.
You're way too excited.
Well, he's got so many women to please.
Oh, I guess you get bored quickly.
No, one's fine. I mean,
Ooh, I think I'm in love.
You'll just get burned.
Oh, baby, I'm already charred to a crisp.
What's the secret of your strength?
I don't know. My pointy ears?
cool. I'll get those too.
No.
You're able to cook meals after each battle to restore energy, and you can get unique skits depending on what you cook, where you cook, and who does the cooking.
Yuri's croquettes are the best.
How strange. They're just balls of mashed potatoes, but there must be a secret ingredient.
Oh, yeah? What'd you put in it, Yuri?
Love.
Who are you? And what'd you do with Yuri?
My hearing isn't what it used to be. What'd you say the secret ingredient was?
Love. The lady who ran the inn where I lived always said cooking was all about love. I put as much love in them as I could, so eat them with care, okay?
Yuri's love-filled croquettes.
Ugh.
I wish they weren't so good.
A secret ingredient is a cook's greatest treasure. You didn't want to tell them, did you?
Actually, I didn't put anything special in there at all.
The best part of Tales of Vesperia, any fan will tell you, is the characters. The main party has a found family dynamic, and their interactions with each other will make you feel like you came home when you start up the game.
Thanks, Judith, darling. Oh!
I didn't want to feel left out.
Ah!
Guess I'm joining in the fun too.
Oh, the brutality.
At first glance, you will think Estelle is a naive princess, Rita is a hot-headed mage, Carol is a timid child, Judith is fan service, and so on. They start out with some cliches to their personalities, but they quickly grow out of them and become their own person. Their ties to each other are their strengths, and I honestly can't say I dislike any of them. The story is also a bit cliche at times, but the main theme is whether you should follow laws that hurt people or break the laws to gain justice. Yuri and Flynn are very similar, but polar opposites at the same time. Flynn is a knight who follows the laws, and Yuri is a vigilante who takes matters into his own hands when he sees the law won't punish to the fullest extent. You can see both sides of the argument, and it often becomes a gray area as to what is right or wrong. I will say, the ending is pretty lackluster. The build-up to it will make you expect something more, but everything else makes up for it in my opinion. In the end, this game has so much charm to it, and while it might not be as fancy as newer Tales games, it's a definite must-play for any Tales or JRPG fans. There's a reason people were crying for a remastered full edition for 10 years.
Hey,